This is arc
This is arc
analysis.
analysis.
This
This
is
is
arc.
an arc now.
This
It,
arc
uh,
analysis.
it, huh.
Saga Volume 2. I appreciate
So,
these. They have no clever names. Like usually it's like Volume 2. Deadly Hands of Kong. This was just Saga Volume 2. That's it.
they, sh- they should have been like Saga Volume 2, the saga continues.
The saga continue, but then Volume 3 would be the saga continues to continue.
Take that.
And then Volume 4. And then Volume 4 would be the Harlem Shake.
It's just a hologram. It's just a hologram with a guy doing that.
Published by Image Comics in 2012, 2013, written by Brian K. Vaughan, Canada's very own Brian K. Vaughan, and drawn by Fiona Staples.
Destination unknown. Staples.
Yeah,
we don't know where she's from.
Oh, I'm not sure. Actually, I just know Brian. I know Vaughn is Canadian just because I know. He's the one who's the We Stand on Guard. Remember we covered that, right?
Yes, we did.
So Volume 1 we did back in number 50. This is now number 73. So that was a while ago that we did that. And it left off. I remember we liked it. I think you were a little higher on it than I was because I was kind of. There was a couple of decisions I didn't really like. This one I liked a lot more.
More? Yeah, because you get all the background kind of.
Yeah,
you get more,
and you get the grays.
Yeah,
you get the grays, right? You start getting the gray of characters and stuff. It's not
but
just
you don't get TV Head, which is your favorite character.
Yeah,
you don't get Prince.
You do get him a bit. You get him a bit, but not as much.
You get the family. This is meat and potatoes. This is grandma and grandpa.
Yeah,
and then the crazy plot device that is still working, which is we're getting the story from the daughter named
Hazel,
as she looks back as the story of how her parents got her to safety. Now, I think she kind of alludes to the fact that her parents, whether or not it's both of them or one of them, aren't still around now, but she can finally look back on the story and the sacrifices they had to make to get her to where she is. We don't know where that is, but apparently a whole lot of shit had to go down for her to make it in this world, which is super cool.
Yeah. How long do you think that trope's going to go out, though? Like, because now we're in Volume 2, so this is issue 7 to 12.
If we stay with the family, it's going to stay. If we go on to the other characters in the book, I don't see necessary for it to survive and last.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
doesn't make sense.
At some point, they're gonna have to catch up, right? And then they'll start moving forward.
You would think, but you've told me like Saga is one of those long running,
still going, I believe.
So, assuming that the timeline is either trying to catch up to her or they're jumping to the point that they can kill that narrative, that she can just kind of speak for herself in the own time. I'd say a couple more volumes. I wouldn't say till like volume 4 until we stop looking back in the past and she's kind of in a pseudo present. Shout outs to Stables, who is also Canadian.
Hey, I see. I didn't know that. That's too bad. I wish I had. Oh, actually, no. It's done. So it did end in 66 issues. There you go.
Oh, 3 away from just the money.
Oh shot. No, present. No, sorry. Oh, my bad. I misspoke. It was on hiatus from 2018 to 2022. So it's actually just come back.
Ooh.
There's a big gap there. So it came back. So it is still going. It's just there's a 4-year gap where the world ended.
And now it'll be fun once we catch up to that if they kind of include that, if they turn that into a narrative, or they're just like, let's just pick up where we left off.
Yeah, that would make sense that them stopping there would kind of move the story along. Well, we have a long way to go, right?
Yep.
But
she's a baby. She's a little baby.
We can start making these a little quicker in between. Maybe we'll catch up. I don't know. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. It doesn't matter because this book is so popular and so well received that they don't rush for anything. They'll do 6 issues and they'll take like a few months off and
they're just like us. We don't rush for nobody. Even our fans who keep sending us emails. We see them. We're not reading them always, but we've left them unopen.
Yeah.
You could reach us at Comic Patrol pod
at gmail.com
and comic _ patrol at Twitter/x.com.
Yeah.
We live lives. We'll get to your letters. Thank you for the letters. By the way, thank you for the letters. They're still coming in. They're coming in strong. We love the fact that you guys are giving us comics to read and review. We will. And some of those may move to Patreon, so you could
I
pay
can't
us to
wait.
read what you're writing.
The
But
problem is
no,
we need more than 3 listeners to go to get a Patreon.
every time something new pops up, we individually get excited and then forget to tell the other one until someone else goes in the inbox and is like, "Hey man, did you read these?" It's like, "Yeah." Oh, I forgot to tell you. Like this person wants us to do so.
Yeah,
Super excited, super
we're
happy.
really bad at communicating to each other.
But we're amazing with communicating with you, sir. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for listening. We're glad that we're growing. And if you like Saga, let us know. Inevitably, we'll figure it out and keep reading. But
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Volume 2 is crazy because
Yeah.
we pick off immediately where we left off, which is
they're in that plant spaceship.
it's a tree, but it's a plant.
It's a tree. Yeah.
It's alive,
trees,
and
trees
it's a
are
rocket ship.
plants. Trees are plants, right?
Listen, I'm just putting the stats on the board.
Yes, they're in that tree spaceship, and they being Marcus, Hazel, Alana, and his parents show up.
Yes.
Out of nowhere, and they have very old values, and what they went the opposite of the way I thought it was going to happen.
What did you think was going to happen?
I thought the dad was going to be the one who was like really discriminatory, and the mom was going to be more laid back, and then they kind of went, nope, other way around.
Coke, as someone with a mother-in-law, you understand the delicate dynamics of mothers and fathers-in-law. Fathers-in-law are usually pretty chill. And
super chill. Super chill.
And barely remember that you are part of the family.
I got like the dopest father-in-law, man.
Mothers-in-law, however, will show up at your door to be like, I can help, whether or not you asked for it or not. So they're definitely...
That sounds more like my mother than my mother-in-law, but yeah. But yeah, Mark's Lana still trying to escape the clutches of the royal family, and mercenaries now also have to deal with Mark's parents moving in with them. They are from the old world and have old values when it comes to the war. And when the group is split up into pairs, might complicate relationships and their own survival, especially with a mixed baby in the center of it all. That was my little blurb I wrote for it.
Amazing. I totally wish that we were a video podcast, because if people didn't get to see you separate your two hands to show that they're now in pairs, like that was the money shot. If you really didn't understand that 4 can break into two sets of 2, Coke had the hand gesture to really sell that for you home.
So I talk with my hands, man.
Appreciate it.
Talking my hands is dangerous.
You talking to the king and talking with hands. You think you talk with your hands? You think you talk with your hands?
Motherfucker, you.
I literally just sent you gifts of guys going like this.
You motherfucker, you. Yeah, because what's the babysitter's name again? I can't remember the name. The ghost. She gets zapped. She gets zapped by Marcus's mom. And what happens is, I think they remember at the end of the first volume, that's what happens. We were laughing because like we just met her and now she's dead. Well, she's not actually dead. So what happened was Marcus's mother sent her to some like rogue planet somewhere. So they find that. So
Isabel,
Marcus
with a crazy like giant that lives on that.
With the biggest balls to dick ratio I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. It's that giant ogre. Like, so Marcus and his mother they go looking for
Isabel,
thank you. Goes looking for Isabel. So they go to this planet and they see this ogre, and he's like 50 feet tall, and he's got the balls down to his knees, and this by his ratio, the tiniest penis, right? So it's just
it looks like a microcock, but it would still be large by
probably
giant
the size
standards.
of like one of us, right?
Why would you put us in the same conversation with cock measuring? What are you doing?
Because we're like 6'5", you know.
Do the hand gesture again.
I will not do the hand gesture.
You go this way and I go this way. If you
now I'm playing with this light to keep my hands busy.
Right. You want a fidget spinner?
Actually,
they're cheap now.
There's a couple. There's a couple in my house. I just don't know where they are.
You want a pog?
Pogs are great. I don't have.
You have to make them or buy them from that one guy who decided to buy them all on eBay.
Is that what happened?
You assume they went somewhere.
Oh, you assume. Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
One guy, the same guy that has Beanie Babies.
How many slammers are in that pog?
If they're Ninja Star slammers, I'll talk. Metal Ninja Star slammers, I will talk.
Grimy.
Plastic circles?
Nah.
Fuck you and the horse you rode up.
Ninja Star slammers? You had one?
Yo, bro. Our corner store was selling those, and we're like, yeah.
So that's above my pay grade.
Either people were buying, and some of us were lightly borrowing from the establishment,
I had this one slammer that was like kind of like gold holographic. I had a skull on it
Oh,
or silver,
they were obsessed with skulls.
and
There's
I was
so much
like,
skull
this is
paraphernalia.
the coolest thing ever, and I never played with it because I never wanted to lose it. But I just liked looking at it. It was the
That was the danger of the game. Like, if you really want to play, you're gonna lose. Like, you
yeah.
can't. There's impossible for you to just walk
That
away
was
with
it, and it
everything.
was no. There was like no real. Like,
Nah,
there was
let me
some
hit it.
skill, but it was kind of like just bang, and then
The skill turned into like how much run up you can have because we just
yeah,
started running up from like halfway down the hall to just
yeah,
throw the slammer
just
down.
slam it down.
This is not an indication of Coke and Dank did not enjoy what we read. We just really fell into a time warp of Pogs.
Yeah, yeah. When you said Pogs, and like just
That's it.
memories just started flooding
Yeah.
back.
You can
I
join
can
us
see
for
my old schoolyard.
our Patreon weekly talk. We got Pogs, where we go into depth of the history of Pogs and where they are in today's current society and how much they're needed.
And what does Pog mean in that? Pog means something completely different now.
Oh my God,
Gamer
we should
tag, yeah.
That's how
Poggers.
are we not making money off that?
Yeah. Poggers.
Pogs with your favorite Pogs on it? Oh man,
Play the game. Anyways,
is that the face when you're looking at Pogs?
no, that's like the Pog face.
This is the one podcast I regret we don't do in video. There's been so many just cuts of like, how are people not seeing what this guy's doing right now for your Pogs? Pogs mean Pogs. Hashtag Pogs.
So while Marcus and his mom were on this rogue planet looking for Isabel, his dad and Alana and the baby are stuck on the spaceship.
They're trying to get to know each other, trying to feel each other out, right? Like, she doesn't really trust him. He doesn't really know if she's right for her. But babies kind of melt that away instantly. Because
all he wants to do is hold her.
Yeah, he makes clothes for her and Alana.
Yep.
And kind of puts her under a spell to calm her down. Basically, he drugs her and says, go to sleep.
Yeah.
So he can just play with his granddaughter, which is super sweet.
And I thought he was going to be up to nefarious things there because he knocks.
You're so not trusting of this book. You don't like anybody in here.
I don't trust anyone. He puts Alana to sleep because she won't let him see the baby. So he puts her to sleep, and then I'm like, and then the next scene he's like leaned over doing something. I was like, he's mutilating this baby.
He's playing coochie coo with his granddaughter.
Yeah, and all he was doing is building a crib.
So did you feel guilty when you find out his big revelation?
I didn't feel guilty, but I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense now why he's so laid back.
You cynic. And like how he's so happy to see a next generation because he's probably not going to be here that much longer.
Well, because they set it up like he's from the old war and and like they show the flashbacks of how he's like he hates the people with wings. It's like, okay. And then he's like the nicest guy.
Like the nicest guy.
Yeah.
I appreciated this volume too because we get a lot more backstory of how Alana and what's Doublehorn's name? Marcus met and how he was basically a prisoner and she was a bookworm and their love of book got enough. He had enough riz to get her to read a book to him while he's on the chain gang and release him and then have her run off into an unknown future. Just because she liked the cut of his horns? Goddamn.
She's sporadic, though. She's like, he hit the jackpot with her because she's just like,
I'm down for whatever.
Yeah, she just acts first and doesn't think. And then it's like, oh, I just shut your chains. Let's go.
Yeah. And he's super calm, which reminds you of his father. And just was like, you know what, man? Like, if it's me and you against the world, I think we can do it.
Yeah.
And also very graphic. You're talking about giant penises. We get to see them do it.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
In a couple issues, and they seem like they enjoy each other. So
yeah,
it's weird that Hazel can remember how she was conceived, but the reader gets to see it. So hey,
that is true, isn't it? Yeah. No, it was a flashback, so Hazel wasn't narrating that, was she?
But you see the danger of the plot device that you asked earlier.
Yeah.
Can they hold on to it? Because if we're doing flashbacks on top of her
she can't.
narrative, it's gonna get kind of convoluted and you can get lost in the smoke. Because
it was a funny conversation. I enjoyed the conversation. It was funny. It's kind of like, oh my, like because she wants him to finish and stuff, and then as soon as they do, she's like, "What did you do? You can't do that."
Why did you do that?
He's like, "Well, you asked me to. You like basically told me to."
She was digmatized and was like, "Do it," and then he did it. And she's like, "How dare you?"
Yeah. And she's like, "No, horny Alana is not to be trusted. You can't." I was like, "This is funny."
And an amazing kind of like learning curve as they're getting to know each other. She's like, "This is the rules. Like, I'll say a lot of shit, but like, you have to be the smart influence during
It's like, just to be fair, this is exactly what you said. She said,
it was good.
yes, I know.
It was good. It was good. It was
And it
very
was
good.
funny. I don't remember the exact words, but I remember the gist of it. Um, so I'm starting to understand the charm of this book because it looks like Star Wars, but it's written like
Star
it's
Wars ishy ish.
sorry, yeah, Star Wars ish, sorry,
Yeah.
but it's written like the dialogue and stuff is written as if it was just modern day us. Like they say
Yeah.
fuck and shit, and they just talk whatever.
Well, they don't pull any punches in like
Yeah,
Star Wars. Like Jedi's don't have sex, and there was really only
yeah,
one girl in the first three movies. Right? This is
yeah,
a world lived in, and like people are like, hey man, like dudes are fucking spiders.
yeah. That's
so
right. Yeah, the will likes the spider lady.
so I mean, things are really just like life is happening,
Yeah.
and just because it looks a little different doesn't mean it's not as important to the world that they're building. So there's a dirty charm, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's very grimy.
Speaking of gramming, we talk about
Where'd you
Will
the will? I
because
like him better in this one. Remember, I thought they would because the first volume. I remember my complaint was like my complaint. Well, my criticism was that he's saving. He's a bounty hunter with a heart of gold, and they're really
yep.
pushing that. And I get it. This one he's seen more gray, and so did the new character Gwendolyn, who's
Oh, she's super
amazing.
great.
I
She
love her.
she's amazing.
I
Totally
love her.
off the books too, right? Like she's
Yeah.
supposed to be like this big bureaucrat, and usually just makes a phone call to be like, "Give me the shit I need,"
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
it's gonna be problems, right?
So the combination of her and the will together to track down Mark, and it's also Marcus's ex,
X,
which
yes,
is
which is
really
the
funny.
amazing triangle in that
Yeah,
because that's gonna come to blows
yeah,
fairly soon. Hopefully, volume three. To see them work together to kind of because the girl got swept up again. Like I thought he freed her the first time, the slave girl, Will, but
no, he
no.
never got to free. No, he didn't get to free her. They were
Oh, he got
showing
distracted
flashbacks
in
of that
the
too, because this spider lady, what's her name? The the something I can't remember her name. The swarm or whatever she was. She's that's not her name, but I can't remember her name. But anyways, she's dead. So that was actually a flashback. Remember
the stock.
Prince the Stock? Yeah, remember Prince Robot killed her
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep. Yep.
in the
Yep.
first
Yep.
volume. So that was actually a flashback. So that was kind of hard to get. I was like, oh, she's back alive. I was like, oh no, wait, this is
No,
a
no.
flashback.
Not even a
He,
flashback too. Like I swear he was dreaming about her. Like
yeah,
she
he
was
was. Yeah, that's the
in,
other thing too. Yeah,
infecting her dreams, and you find out it's the lion cat fucking with him,
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
too.
yeah.
And the lion cat gets some amazing lines in this, even though he
Lying,
doesn't really talk.
lying,
Like, do you like that guy? It's like no, but I can't get rid of him either.
yeah. Lying.
and then the amazing like he loves him that he goes to out in space to save his lion cat.
Yeah,
They should be dead, but I'm not gonna fucking hold them to what I believe space and no oxygen would affect them.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, because he would. Well, you got like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 type thing going on here, where
Thank you.
he's just like in the middle of space and just
And
how.
volume two. Does he do that in every volume? Does he just go into
Holy
space
shit!
and
I think
just
he does, dude.
fucking sacrifice himself
I
for
think
some
you're
reason?
right because he does in the first one.
You're not a Star Lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does it in the second one for Mary Poppins. He
He
does it
does
in
it in
the
the
third
first
one.
one for Gamora.
He does it in the third one for who's he go?
For
Oh, for
himself. He's
no, no,
trying to
no. He
jump.
does it for what's the gold guy that comes in? Adam
Oh,
Warlock.
oh yeah. No, Adam Warlock saves him.
So who did he go out to save?
He was
The
trying to jump
animal?
across.
Oh,
I think
okay.
something like that.
So
Groot was
all three movies? Oh, fuck you,
all three
God.
movies. All
Lazy
three.
writing.
That's funny. We just figured something out.
I take back how much I love. I'm lying, but I take back how much I love your series and what you've done.
That's so
because you
funny.
use
It's the
same
same thing
So
in all three movies. Wow, learned something new today. Anyways, back to Saga. This is not an indication. Usually we go on tangents when we don't like what we're reading. But in this case, we really like what we're reading. I don't know why we keep going on tangents, but we do. But it's not indicative of how we feel here. Gwen, like we were saying, Gwen is dope, man. I'm really excited to see uh,
where
I
that
like her
goes.
where that goes because I like her character. She's real sassy. She's real, but she's smart. I like that. She's sharp and she's
She's fierce and
vengeful. She's vengeful.
fearless and petty. Yes, amazing adjective to
Petty. There
describe
you
her,
go.
and drawn really well because
Yes.
she's got the melanin in there and she got horns. So
Yeah.
hello,
Some hot there.
maybe here in a will. There's a little spark there, but who knows?
It's true. It's possible. She's actually on the cover of Volume 3, so we're going to be seeing
Get
a
some
lot of
of
her. I think.
Sweet.
But yeah, so they're on. It's funny because there's not much plot progression here, but there's a
No.
whole lot of character development, and that
Yes.
makes it feel like you've read a lot. But when we're talking about it now, it's like not really much happens. They find the babysitter, they bring her back.
The ship's in trouble. They gotta save the
Marcus's
ship.
dad and Alana bond a bit, surprisingly, because Marcus and his mom don't bond at all.
Nope.
And then you're introduced to Gwen and her relationship with her new relationship with the Will.
And they get to save Slave Girl, finally.
And they had to save Slave Girl, yeah. And she can talk to Jules or something. She
got a power too. Yeah.
Yeah.
She can sense kind of the essence of whatever you're wearing, and then I guess find, because Marcus and Gwendolyn both have the same sort of piece of jewelry, she can kind of find where Marcus is based on that. So she may have this kind of origin story of turning out to be a somewhat type of bounty hunter with this power. We will see.
Yeah.
Little bit of a Mandalorian of like, I don't know who you are, but I guess you're rolling with me now.
Yeah. Yeah. Lying. Yeah. That's exactly. I just like saying that. I'm trying. I was going to talk about the last issue, but
let's do it.
I don't want to. We're going to spoil it. Screw it.
We've already spoiled it.
So this kind of ends issue 11, but then issue 12 bookends it and starts to lead into volume 3, and that's where they the book that Alana was reading when she met Marcus, or when the book kind of convinced her to take a chance at Marcus, which is in her own mind. Right. The book that she was reading, the novel, because it was about basically a Romeo and Juliet story where two people that shouldn't be in love are in love. So she falls in love with Marcus, and because the book's kind of like telling her that, and she loves the book so much, she's like, this is okay that I find him attractive.
And he likes the book too, so that's a great green flag for her. She's like, oh, you like this? Sweet. You're mine.
Yeah, so yes, so a throwback to that is they actually seek out the author of that book, right? Of said book, but we don't know until the very end because Prince TV, Prince Prince TV head, he finds
Edmund.
He finds the author.
Edmund?
He finds the author afterwards, and the author's like really funny.
Yeah, I feel like an idiot after looking up his name. His name is Prince Robot 4.
Prince Robot. There you go. I don't even I can remember Robot, and it's funny because I read that too. I was like, it just wasn't clicking. It's so stupid. You ever hear people call them robots?
Ribbits,
yep.
Little ribbits. Ribbit. So like Zoidberg. Zoidberg calls Bender a ribbit.
A ribbit. Yeah. So they meet. They're basically hiding out in this guy's house because Prince Robot's like, all right, well, I'm here now, and I'm just gonna chill and wait till they come back. And the conversation he has with the author, is the other name Bar? No, I can't remember the author's name, but
I don't remember. But
no, Bar is Marcus's dad. Bar and Clara are his parents. But anyways,
again, issue 12 proves how much I enjoy Prince Robot. It's been a while since I got to see him, so I'm happy he's back, and how just a terror as he is, because like that whole issue starts off with like him in a war and him exploding heads and stuff, and like him trying to hold it together. But like,
did you notice anything about those panels?
No. What did I miss?
He's got gay porn. He got gay porn on his. I
definitely.
There's some guy sucking dick on his.
I remember like he sees like his self like bloodied. I remember that, and then like a money sign at one. But
yeah, no, before when he's in the war, when he's dreaming with the war. If you go to the very beginning, he's he's in another guy's arms. And
oh dying. Yeah, my dick's just it could be a girl.
Yeah. No, you go to the next panel. The next page.
Yeah, no, that's a dude. Yeah, that's a dude.
I was like, what is that? Shit.
Just a lot. I mean, that's kind of funny.
It's really funny. I think it's funny because he's having this dramatic like moment where he's like he might be dying in his dream,
right? And he's leaking out and everything.
But he's leaking out gay porn. I thought so. It's funny. The juxtaposition of that is what makes it so funny.
I did laugh
and
it's
very subtle. It's very subtle. It's like what? Wait a second.
Yeah, so again, the dirtiness charm of this book, right? Like a moment that should be played for, and if we were watching a Star Wars movie, you'd have like the John Williams score, and like this would be a very tense, emotional moment. They're like, nah, here's some dicks, and this dude getting jizzed on.
yeah.
And then I want more of that tiny seal who pointed out the lighthouse. Like, I don't know what his deal was. Who was just walking a walrus. I was like, who's this guy? Like, he's so adorable. Like, I just want to follow what his whole deal is, right? But no, he goes to talk to. Let's find out his name if it's on here.
Prince Robot. Yeah, and he goes to the author. He goes to read the author. I should have written the author's name down, but I didn't think he was going to be a major part of this. But he
D.
ends up,
Oswald Heist.
yes, and he just lives alone on this like backwater planet in this lighthouse. And Prince
As a
Robot comes.
Cyclops, which I find ironic that he lives in a lighthouse, which also
Yeah,
has one eye.
yes, and the Prince Robot's like, all right, what's the deal with this book, right? And he's kind of like, I hate that book. I wrote it like that was a money grab.
Right.
And he's like, oh, okay, and it seems all right until he learns that until Prince Robot learns that his son actually died not in a war but by suicide, and then Prince Robot becomes like he's a nut. Hey, he's just like he's like, oh, well, then he's a fucking coward, and then they just
still my favorite character.
Prince Robot, yeah, he's the best.
He's so unhinged.
Yes, I love it because you don't know what he's gonna do next. And he's like, you know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna wait here until they show up because his whole thought process is that he learns that this book is what influenced Alana's escape with Marcus. So he tracks down the author. Unbeknownst to him, they're already there hiding out. And he's kind of like, all right, well, I'm just going to stay here until they show up. And they're like upstairs hiding. It's like, oh.
Yeah, like, as he starts to read the book, right? Like, yeah. So that was amazing. Like when he opens the pages, he's like, fine, I'll just read it. And then you get the little dialogue. That's when Hazel's plot device comes in, right? Prince Robot 4 was almost right. But he was dead wrong about my family coming to quiet us anytime soon. We've already been there a week, right? Yeah. And then cut to the panel of all of them just waiting in like this corridor up the stairs around the corner. And if you weren't glued already, I mean, you're glued now. So
yeah. And so you get the author saying like, this book is a piece of shit. I wrote this in no time. It was a money grab. And then it turns out he's just lying through his teeth. He's just trying to get rid of him. He's just trying to get rid of
to hold on, right? To keep these guys safe. Yeah.
So he's a writer too.
Was a writer.
Was a writer. Yeah. Well, he's
ride.
Yeah.
Man, I want more.
He didn't kill him, right?
I thought he did. Like he puts this weird like cannon hand to his face and like he shoots his he definitely shoots his kneecaps and stuff, right? Kneecaps, but I don't know if he takes out his brain, but at this point I just need the tiny little seal guy to come save them all because that's my bank.
With his walrus. Yeah.
I don't need the walrus, but it makes more sense if he shows up with
it. Riding on it.
He's so adorable. He's like he's what you would think if a tiny seal, a white seal, could walk on its like feet. He's got little shoes and everything to give him overalls. Like, god damn, I love this world. It makes no sense, but like ever so often you'll see either dicks on a computer screen when like a guy's dying, or like this just tiny little farmer who's just like la 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 la. Oh, you're looking for this guy? He's at the lighthouse. How's it going, bud? That's it. He's gone. I was like, oh my gosh.
And that's all. Yeah, he just pointed him in a direction and then left. Yeah, that's right.
He's the best. Anyway, he's in the old lighthouse. Just points. Love him.
And that's how it ends. It's just like that's all there is to it.
If it even ends, yeah. This is just this saga, right? So if you weren't glued in by first volume, you're definitely glued in now because
yes, I am.
You care about the characters, and now there are stakes because people are dying off, and there's something to lose, which is the baby. These guys are still prisoners. It's that easy and you can see what happens to these kids, right? Like, imagine this baby could probably very easily get sold off to, I can't remember the name of the world, but like the sex planet where all of them are enslaved and turned into like sex workers and shit, right? So stakes are huge. Stakes are large. Stakes are great.
So
stakes are medium rare.
I almost forgot to do this. We rank these on a good or bad basis. Boom for good, bah for bad, or whoosh for what I just read. It's a boom. Boom.
I would have said whoosh if I just saw the giant with the giant balls and small dick, and then Prince Robot the 4 with gay porn on his screen. But tiny seal.
We get more than that. Tiny. Anyway, he's over there in the lighthouse over there.
He's right over there. Did you bring a bottle? Mr. Heist likes bottles. He's over there.
See you around.
I love that guy. I hope he becomes mayor.
Does he have a little mustache too?
Yes, he's like I would never have envisioned what I want a seal to look like, but now I need to find seals that look like that. So,
anyways,
I'm ruined. He's over there. Yep. Right.
It probably won't. It won't be as long. So the first one was we did number 50. This is number 73. It won't be as long as the wait for the third volume. I'll tell you that right now. We'll get to it a little faster than 23 arc analysis. Unless what?
I didn't have anything.
I'm all in. What if the seal's in the cover?
Hollywood Coke.
That's it.
Dank again, blank again.
That made me laugh during the middle of the episode. I saw that and I started to laugh.
Oh, Black Bolt.
Yeah,
Black.
it's so stupid. It says Black Bolt. So stupid.
He has the stupidest name. That's what Dang
Yeah.
again reminded me of Black Bolt. So I was
Back
like,
again, Black Bolt.
Black Bolt. We should read